Wellcome Trust, a foundation born from the vision of Sir Henry Wellcome, who believed that science should serve humanity, not profit.
And since your retirement from the Medical Research Council, you found other interests as chairman of the Wellcome Trust.
Yes, that is so. Yes, that was so. And may I say that it gave me an additional pleasure in that the award was made jointly with my old friend, Professor Lurvy, whom I've known for, I suppose, about 60 years, since he worked in London for the first time and in Cambridge. That's true, yes, but we ought to remember, you know, that 32 years earlier, in 1904, the idea of such a chemical transmission of the effects of nerve impulses was actually proposed by another friend of mine, Professor T.R. Elliott, while he was still working as a research student in Cambridge. He put it forward to explain what he was then working on, the remarkable correspondence between the effects of injecting adrenaline and those of stimulating the nerves of the true sympathetic system.
After his death in 1936, his legacy grew into one of the world's most influential charitable organizations. By choosing independence from the pharmaceutical industry, the Trust made a powerful statement that integrity and discovery must always work hand in hand. Today, with an endowment of over £37 billion, the Wellcome Trust continues to push the boundaries of scientific knowledge, advancing health, supporting innovation, and empowering researchers around the globe.
Cambridge, in the east of England, is a quaint village called Hingston. And here, back in the 90s, a group of researchers took part in one of modern science's greatest projects, sequencing the human genome, the 3 billion base pairs of our DNA, specifically at the Wellcome Sanger Institute.
A lot of scientists would say, why would you sequence the whole genome? We're only interested in the interesting bits.
And that there is Michael Dunn, Wellcome's Director of Discovery Research.
But of course, you don't know what the interesting bits are unless you know what the whole thing looks like. So it's a bit like taking apart a car and saying, well, this bit doesn't look that interesting, but actually it turns out it's the ignition, and you can't figure out how to kind of work a car without an ignition.
Its impact in Africa is profound. Through the Delta's Africa program, it has built a network of research excellence across the continent, strengthening local leadership in science and public health.
It is sad that whenever we have any outbreak in the continent, we literally have to sit down and wait for colleagues who are experts to come from overseas to come and address the problem. And indeed, some of you may know or you may not know, but when this happens and they go back, we actually hardly have access to the data. We don't know where the data is gone, and when the same outbreak comes back, we don't know where to fall upon for experience in order to resolve the problem.
You and we must use the next round of Delta's funding as a trigger moment to catalyze new and stronger funding partnerships. This opportunity comes around once every 5 years.
Through H3 Africa, it has championed genomics research that centers on African DNA, ensuring that Africa's genetic data informs the future of global medicine.
The broader goal is to improve the health of African patients. To do that, one had to improve the research infrastructure so that the researchers, African scientists, had the capacity to do this large-scale genomics research. When they developed the white paper for H3 Africa, there was a need for a robust bioinformatics network to underpin the consortium, to manage the data, and to make sure that the data was going to be properly analysed and interpreted. We had an informal bioinformatics network through conferences that we've run every 2 years through the African Society for Bioinformatics and Computational Biology. When the H3 Africa call came about, we were perfectly placed to address the call and to be able to implement this network.
Because science, when inclusive, becomes more powerful, the Wellcome Trust work doesn't stop there. It co-launched the COVID-19 Therapeutics Accelerator alongside the Gates Foundation and MasterCard Foundation, investing $125 million to fast-track treatment and vaccines when the world faced uncertainty.
The virus that causes COVID-19 is a completely new virus. and we know very little about it. Researchers are taking a wide range of approaches to find an effective and safe treatment. The three main approaches are antivirals, antibodies specific for the virus, and anti-inflammatory drugs. Antivirals. These work by preventing the virus from growing inside the body. It'd be great to have an antiviral specific for COVID-19, but it could take years to discover one. In the meantime, researchers are hoping that antivirals against some existing viral diseases might have some benefit in COVID-19.
It also helped to establish the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation, CEPI, ensuring the world is better equipped for future outbreaks. Over the past 5 years, Wellcome has awarded more than £6.2 billion in research grants, supporting projects on antimicrobial resistance, mental health, and climate. And looking ahead, its £16 billion investment plan through 2032 aims to tackle these interconnected challenges because mental, planetary, and human health are inseparable. By 2028, it hopes to deliver a new tuberculosis vaccine, a breakthrough that could save millions. And as the largest single donor to the World Health Organization, the trust continues to power the science that shapes a healthier future. The stories of Mastercard Foundation, Gates Foundation, and Wellcome Trust remind us that giving is not about handouts. It is about hands joined together in partnership